Hey guys, it's TB, and today wanted to show you guys a boat that's coming out. I don't know if it's going to come out Wednesday or Thursday, but this week sometime. Tier 7 U.S. premium battleship, the Flo Rida. I'm going to be real honest. I was not that excited about this boat. I wasn't planning on doing a video on it, just because honestly I don't have the time. I haven't really been a big fan in the past of the smaller bore battleships, just because with the way the armor mechanics work on Blitz, they have traditionally, in my opinion, been a little underwhelming. And the Flo Rida, what's gimmicky about it is that you get 12 guns, but they're 356 millimeter, which means they're like 14 inch. I don't think U.S. battleships had 356s since the New Mexico, I think. I don't know. It's been a while. And I don't play a lot of the older, lower tier U.S. battleships just because they're so freaking slow. Anyways, I wasn't excited about this. Even when I saw that they'd added to the game and knew it was coming, I really wasn't that excited about it. But I played a game in it, and it wasn't too bad, and so I played a couple more, and before I knew it, I was actually enjoying myself. I was having fun. So I had to eat a little crow, and decided that it was worth carving some time out to do a video for. Yeah, I haven't eaten crow like I did on this one since Udachi, where I said, Udachi's playstyle isn't for me. This is not going to be a fun boat, and it turned out that I really, really enjoyed it. So, anyways, as per usual, we will take a look at the what I recommend for build and captain skills and whatnot, and then we'll show you some footage. So, real quick through the stats, we do have 41,860 hit points. Fire and flooding, citadel protection, all that. Pretty standard for a mid-tier U.S. battleship. Speed, unlike its peer at Tier 7, the West Virginia, which is another Colorado class, if I remember right, the Flo Rida is actually a fast battleship. So you do have 26.4 knots, which is the same speed as all of the Tier 8s, the North Carolina, Alabama, Massachusetts, Black North Carolina. So it is a fast battleship, and that speed is really actually kind of useful. Guns, like I said, 356 millimeter. You get 3 quad turrets, so 22-second reload doesn't feel that bad to me. I think by the time you get the shot off and see where it goes, and then start getting ready for your next one, you're not too far off of being reloaded and ready to rock and roll. Damage is decent. Again, they're smaller bore guns, and so you expect you to lose a little bit. For secondaries, you get a broadside of 8. So here, we'll skip that and we'll zoom in here. So you can see you've got 3 triples, 1, 2, 3, and then you get 2 singles per side. So you get a broadside of 8. Which is nice. I do have the range buffed with the equipment we'll take a look at in a second. I do recommend going that route. The main guns are pretty accurate as is, so I didn't go dispersion on it. We'll get into that in a second. AA damage is actually, if I remember right from when I was looking yesterday, large cal is the same as West Virginia. The small caliber is actually slightly better. So that's definitely handy. And we'll take a look at the equipment or the skills in a second, and you'll see the defensive AA that we get along with it too. Yeah, so stats. Let's go ahead and take a look. So for elite bonuses, you can buff your fire flooding resistance. I did take the main gun range, which I know unusual for me, but I'm pretty happy with that choice. Though, saying that, I do seem to catch fire pretty regularly in this, and so building for fire prevention with your elite bonus and slot 2, if I remember right, probably not a terrible idea. His camo, you can see we get a buff to hit points, main battery range, dispersion, torpedo damage reduction, pretty typical US battleship camo. You do get 4 precise aims right off the bat, so we'll talk about that a little more when we get over the captain skills. And then you get 3 air defense alerts. It helps. I mean, they're both level 1, and it's tier 7. You kind of got you set your expectations accordingly. Not too bad though. Equipment, like I said, the main guns, accuracy is not, dispersion's not even an option here. So there you go. Yeah. So as you can see, I did take artillery plotting room. I do think it's the better option here. You do get the extra range to your mains and your secondaries both. You could go this route if you wanted to get a little extra range on your AA. I really think this is probably your best option. Turret traverse is slow as it is, and on a battleship this doesn't help all that much, and well, we did a whole video on my feelings on that one. Acceleration and steering are pretty standard for me in slots 2 and 3. I might argue this one is worth swapping for slot 2. I definitely think the steering gear in slot 3 is the way to go though. Captain, pretty typical captain build. My initial thought was with the precise aim, I could just share my already level 11 US premium battleship captain, since pretty much all the premium US battleships have precise aim. I kind of just swap one captain along all of them, and that way I get a good captain no matter which ship I'm on. On that one though, I may end up having to retrain him, and I haven't quite decided if I'm doing this for my own account yet or not. But because Flo Rida does get 4 precise aims to begin with, where normally I would take fire supremacy with that captain, I did take survivalist, which is going to give me an extra 15% when using my repair kits. The experience that I had playing this ship, it wasn't uncommon for me to use all 4 of my precise aims. It also was not uncommon for me to use all 3 of my premium repair kits. And so between those two, in this case, that extra 15% of hit points on a premium repair kit was definitely the more valuable thing to me than an extra precise aim. So I'm going to have to decide for my captain, because I'm probably going to end up getting a Flo Rida for myself, because I did enjoy it that much, whether or not I'm going to retrain that captain and just lose that extra precise aim that I normally would have on the rest of my battleships, or if I'm going to train a special captain just for Flo Rida, so that I can have the heal. Obviously, the extra heal is useful on whatever ship you're on, but on a battleship, I would usually just take the extra precise aim. So definitely it's going to depend on your playstyle there, and that's the big debate I'm having with myself at the moment. I also just realized that I didn't even build this guy when I put him on Flo Rida for AA. I definitely would change those to give myself the extra defensive AA and the improvement on it here, especially with all of the carriers that are out and about. Otherwise, it's a pretty typical battleship captain build. Nothing special really here. APCS is definitely the way to go for slot 11. Yeah, so like I said, I would probably change these ones again. And otherwise, this is how I would recommend setting your captain up. So I think that's it. So let's go ahead and see what kind of games we got to show you guys. All right, so here we are on a center cap map. I was zooming in on the Cleveland just because I saw the name Beauregard and it made me laugh, made me smile. In fact, I think I commented on voice chat to C10 and Bravo. I said the only name better than Beauregard is Tecumseh. So center cap, and we're going to go and get our nose in the cap. You can see the red team starting to take it, and as a battleship, it is not my job to take the cap, but it is my job to help hold or secure the cap. So we are going to go get far enough into the cap there that we are contributing to the team's capping. Side note, don't be like that, Wichita. Not trying to call the guy out, but let's use it as a learning experience. Um, Caps win maps, get in the circle, going way wide like that. And it wasn't until I actually watched this game back a couple minutes ago that I even realized what he did, because I was so focused on shooting the reds that I didn't see that I knew he went wide because he cut me off to do it. And then he came in hard left and is about to YOLO broadside across the cap. There he is. So I was so focused on the reds, I didn't even see that guy during the game. So don't be like that guy. So driving broadside across the middle of the cap circle this early in the battle, and he's paying for it too. He is absolutely paying for it. So, anyways, enough about him. Went ahead and got our first strike and secured our first kill on the Amagi. Actually citadeled him in an earlier salvo, which was pretty nice. So, remember at this point, yeah, there goes that Wichita, YOLO and straight at Roma. I don't have any clue what was going through his mind. So, anyways, after we put that Amagi down, we had focus fired him pretty well as a team. I remembered asking C10 Bravo who was next, and the Roma seemed to be the unanimous choice, even though he was outside of the cap at the time, and he was sailing away, as he's continued to do now. Everybody knows Romas are very dangerous battleships, and better to deal with them when you can. So it's actually 9 out of 12 with a Citadel. I'm pretty pleased with that, especially putting a Roma down in a lower tier ship. Obviously, I had help, but that was still a good salvo. So yeah, this was ended up being a pretty good battle damage wise, although overall result wise, it wasn't the best. Definitely wasn't my worst. I did end up farming the Turpits later. We'll see that in a minute. Here, knowing that the Turpits and the Hipper were over there, I thought if I backed around the island, it would give me a different angle and, not give me a little cover, not just popping out broadside in front of those guys. And it took me a second to realize that the Hipper was coming back towards me, and I was keeping the island between us. Fortunately, he did beach there, and yeah, that was a disappointing result. But good job, Bravo, for picking up the kill and moving us along. Now, I don't know what was going on with the Turpits. I think he lagged out and we were even talking about this. You can see the smokestack is obviously not indicating movement. But if you look at the bow, he's got a bow wave, like he's going full speed. So normally I wouldn't include a video where I farmed an AFK or anything like that, but given the nature of this ship and the caliber of its guns, and the fact that Turpits, being a Bismarck class, is usually one of the harder battleships to really do good solid damage to, I thought that I would include this because he was obviously, he wasn't AFK, he was lagging. And so the hits are all still registering the way they should, and thought it was a good opportunity to kind of show what the guns on Florida are capable of doing, like that. So not bad against the Turpits. So at this point in the battle, we knew that one DD was behind us, and there's a couple of guys that were dealing with him. Obviously, our Lightning thinks that he's out that way. He was last seen kind of heading that direction. So we started heading out that way. C10's over there in the Belfast giving me some cruiser support. And, I'm running full speed. I guess one of the other things to say is, given that it's a smaller caliber gun, the AP on this actually does okay against destroyers. You'll still get a fair number of overpens, but I was actually surprised at how many full pens I did get in various games with the AP against destroyers. Obviously, it loves chewing on cruisers. I shouldn't have been screwing around here so much with that other DD. I thought he was way off in the corner, and so I was screwing around a little bit, shooting at my friend. But I'm gonna end up eating a couple of torpedoes as a result of it. So that was my fault. But you can see we made a good solid turn there, and only ate 2 instead of the full broadside. Yeah, maneuvering DD at range with battleship main guns is always going to be a hard hit. So, but he, knowing that the battle's almost done, to AK's credit here, he does turn in and decides to come see what he can do, and the clock is going to save him. We're not going to quite get him finished, but caps win maps, and that's where we're at. So anyways, since I posted another battle yesterday, I think we're going to just call it a day with that one. So post any questions you have in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching, and be safe, and we'll see you guys out there.